You've had the surgery. What does it feel like to miss your penis?
I 100% feel like I was part of some cruel medical and social experiment. I wish somebody hugged me a few years back and be like, you know what, you can present feminine, you can wear heels, hair, whatever you want. But the sad reality, we don't have technology to make you an actual woman. But they kind of like didn't protect me from myself.
Part of a cruel medical experiment. Well, now maybe people will be held accountable for things such as that, as it's just been announced, American Academy of Pediatrics named in bombshell detransitioner lawsuit. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. We'd like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. So there's certainly a number of people who have been convinced, coerced, potentially brainwashed into going through radical changes to their physiology. I won't say gender changes because can't change that, but you can change aspects of your physiology through surgery, hormones, hormone blockers, puberty blockers. And these are young people who cannot even get a tattoo because they're not 18. But they're definitely mature enough to make a decision that is life-altering. And some detransitioners are regretting it. I've seen a number of interviews. We just saw a quick clip of someone who, detransitioner, missing their penis, wants it back, doesn't have it's impossible to get back. Who is going to be held accountable for this? There is a Hippocratic oath in medicine, which is first do no harm. So you'd think, well, that should be like, don't cut people's body parts off. And, if there's not some sort of cancer or horrible condition where you need to do that to save their lives. So what's happened is instead of saying like, hey, we're cutting your junk off, we call that gender affirming care. So that doesn't sound so much like we're doing harm, which means we can do it. But they're doing it, and some would say it is harmful. Detransitioners have been testifying this is very harmful. So, well, I think ultimately responsibility really lands on parents and individuals. The medical community, they have been doing some heinous things, absolutely violating the Hippocratic Oath. And I think lawsuits against the medical community, in this case, the American Academy of Pediatrics, are necessary. I think they're going to be one of the only things that stops the medical industry from stopping their propagation of these hormonal surgical changes. Why? They propagate them because they make a lot of money from them. But with lawsuits, it can start to cost them a lot of money to do these same, not therapies, but atrocities. So let's take a quick look at the details of this latest announcement. American Academy of Pediatrics named in bombshell detransitioner lawsuit. Daily Wire reports, a woman who was given puberty blockers and hormone therapy when she was a young teenager is suing both her doctors and the American Academy of Pediatrics, which her lawyers say has knowingly lied about the impact of the radical sex change treatments it recommends. The impact seems obvious, but yes, do they lie about it? Yes. Is it permanent? No, it's not permanent. This is affirming. This is going to make you a happy person. Well, yes, I do believe they lie about it. They lie about the impact of the radical sex change treatments that the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends. This to me, it's 10x the example of cigarette companies back decades ago where they're like, smoking's not bad for you. Take it from us, we're the tobacco industry. Smoking is not bad for you. In fact, it's kind of good for you. And then, of course, eventually the truth comes out. It's like, well, yeah, it's bad for you. You guys lied. You literally lied. You said it wasn't bad, and sometimes they'd even have doctors and advertisements recommending their cigarettes. So you lied, you deceived, you got caught. Sex change surgeries, sex body altering mutilation surgeries, it's like that, only I think 10 times more severe. So the American Academy of Pediatrics and other medical organizations that are suggesting, yeah, this isn't bad. This isn't bad. Oh, it's actually good for you. Yeah, we're going to have a lot less suicides if we do this. Yeah, it's actually really good for people. I want them to be held accountable. and it needs to happen. And hopefully this is the beginning of a door really opening for these people being held accountable. Isabelle Ayala, now a 20-year-old woman, had just turned 14 when she was committed to the hospital for suicidal thoughts, according to the lawsuit. It was during this hospital stay that she met with Dr. Jason Rafferty, who during his brief meeting with Ayala determined she meets criteria to consider hormonal transition, with the only stated obstacle being parental consent. The lawsuit states that Rafferty and other doctors sent Ayala down the path of gender-affirming medicalization rather than addressing the true roots of her mental health problems. 6 months into her testosterone treatments, Ayala tried to commit suicide. So, nonetheless, this is 6 years ago. Enters the hospital with suicidal thoughts, and instead of treating that mental health problem, they tried to treat it as a gender problem. Let's just do hormonal stuff. And the proof that it didn't work is 6 months after that, she unfortunately tried to commit suicide. Fortunately, she was not successful with that. And now, 6 years later, she is suing the doctors. Now, I think not only doctors, pediatric organizations that push this on people, like clearly this lady had gender transition stuff pushed on her by medical professionals. 100% I think they should be held accountable, but also not just doctors, medical organizations that push it, doctors, medical organizations, anyone who will just do it should also be held accountable. Where if you go in and you push your doctor to do these things to you, your doctor should be held accountable 100% because they are violating their Hippocratic oath. So with the announcement of this lawsuit, will things change? First off, what will happen with the lawsuit? Will the courts find the American Academy of Pediatrics guilty? Will there be a massive settlement? Will this, if that happens, will that then be a deterrent from others in the medical industry, causing them to pull back? Like, hey, we're not going to do that gender transition stuff anymore because look what happened to them. That cost them millions of dollars. They made millions of dollars, but it cost them 5 times more than they made. Look at what happened to them. We don't care about our patients. I mean, we're willing to do this to them in the first, but look at what happened to them. Maybe we'll think twice. Maybe we'll pull back. Maybe we'll see at a massive societal level the whole gender mutilating surgeries, hormones. Maybe we'll see those become a long lost forgotten thing in our past. We'll see what the lawsuits actually bring about. I will be following it. This is interesting, and I think the success of this lawsuit, lawsuits like it, are critical because there's this force of evil. It won't stop of its own accord. It will consume. Oh, we've transitioned all the kids. What's next? Let's transition the cats. They won't stop of their own accord because evil keeps on doing evil. But this might be a deterrent. So I'll be following it. I'm paying attention. Appreciate you for being a human. Thank you for being a human. Don't do harm. Don't do harm to people, even if you're not a doctor. Don't do harm. That's the news for today. This I consider to be awesome news. I'll look forward to seeing you on our next video. But until then, I want to tell you about something special. I don't know about you, but I'm someone who likes to take control of my health. And one of the prime ways I look to do that is with high quality CBD. There's no question about it. CBD has helped a lot of people overcome a lot of different challenges while boosting their vitality. But here's the problem. Getting high quality, pure potent CBD can be an issue. That's why I developed Awaken CBD. To help people feel and function their best, I wanted to bring the best, highest quality, most potent, pure CBD to the market possible. And that's exactly what we've done. We've got both full spectrum and broad spectrum CBD oil. And my favorite, most delicious way to get my CBD is with the full spectrum gummies and sleep gummies. And if you're like me, where you a little too occasionally develop aches and pains, we also got you covered there with the topicals. If you want to start upgrading your health with the best, most high potency, purest CBD on the market, I would love it if you checked out Awaken CBD at awakencbd.com.